Welcome back to the Strategic Success Network, your gateway for unlocking network marketing mastery. My name is Crystal Green, and I've been immersed in the dynamic world of network marketing for nearly 20 years. Through the ups and the downs, the successes, the setbacks, I've gathered invaluable insights, strategies, tools, and essential like do's and don'ts derived from my leadership journey. And today I'm really excited to discuss a topic that I think is going to redefine your network marketing experience, the critical importance of selecting the right partners. So if you're like me, and I've been here in the past, I'm telling you what, I've spun my wheel so many times. But if you are someone that has been left feeling like you have the weight of your entire business resting on your shoulders, especially in the network marketing field, okay, this is going to be something you're going to want to hear. So we're going to talk about how to break free from partnerships that are unequally yoked to your ambitions. And we're going to discover how to foster collaborations that are genuinely going to help uplift you. Okay. So let's take a moment to reflect on the essence of network marketing. We know that it thrives on collaboration, motivation, and shared dreams. But what happens when your partners not only miss the mark but also become obstacles to your path of success, or to your path to success, It's super, super frustrating. You pour your heart and your soul into building your dream, and then you are often felt like you're lugging around an immense burden while others breeze along, basically feeling like they're not interested. They have no interest in the business. And I've seen this in different ways. I've seen this in downline, sideline, upline. Okay. And so I think a lot of you in network marketing is going to be able to, really relate to this topic, because I've been a runner in every company I've been with. And when I get into that company and I start pouring my heart and soul, I end up running into people that have been there a long time, people that are stuck in their ways, or people that just really aren't confident in their self. I'm going to probably step on some toes today, maybe if they've seen this and seen my growth and they worked with me in the past, but that's okay. We all have to hit a growing point. But the reality is I've been in companies where I was pulling my weight, I was showing up, I was adding value, and even my sponsor and upline started to feel offended by that. And there's a couple times where I've actually let that kind of affect me, and then it affected my business and my outcome, And so that is why this is a passionate topic for me, because I had to overcome that. And I'm going to share a little bit later about how my mindset shifted so that I could overcome that, right? So picture this. The late nights you spend strategizing, the countless hours you've spent reaching out to potential clients or business partners, while your upline, sponsor, or the people below you, not below, I never like to say that, sorry, the people in your organization kind of remain detached and uninvolved. You ever felt like you were building someone else's business for them? Okay, that sense of isolation can truly be disheartening, and it leads to a cycle of resentment and disappointment. So you really can't show up in the same room of people that are being pulled along and not adding their weight and their value, right? So here's the beautiful truth to that, though. You don't need to carry the weight alone. And today, we're going to unveil the keys to identifying unbalanced partnerships and guide you in building a robust, empowering network that truly propels you towards your goals. Okay, so let's first uncover how to identify those partnerships that weigh you down rather than lift you up. So I have a question. Have you ever felt like you were a lone warrior battling the tides while your partners are nowhere in sight? Have you ever felt like you're the person that's adding the value and bringing in the people and doing the things, but your team isn't reciprocating that? Or maybe your upline sponsorship doesn't jump in to help you. You guys, I've been in positions, like some of you are probably watching this thinking, my uplines earn so much money off of me and they don't support me. And this message is for you. This message is for you. If you're in a position where you do not feel supported by the folks that have brought you in, I have two suggestions for you. And I'm going to give those two suggestions for you a little later. One's going to hit really hard home, and the other one's going to challenge you to shift your mindset. Okay. So let's look at that. If your business associates or even your uplines consistently miss, deadlines, they lack enthusiasm, or they remain disengaged from the shared vision, I truly want to tell you it is time to step back and assess the situation. I'm not saying drop it all and quit. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm just saying it's time to assess what's going on in your life, right? So remember, a successful partnership, like I said, should energize you, inspire you, and motivate both parties. It should create a vibrant synergy that fosters growth. Instead, if you find yourself consistently overwhelmed and unsupported, it's a glaring sign that your partnership needs a reevaluation. So now let's explore the remarkable power of alignment, right? Partnering with individuals who resonate with your core values, share your drive, and possess a similar work ethic opens the door for extraordinary possibilities. Visualize being surrounded by a team as dedicated as you are. Could you imagine, like, let me see a show of hands, let me see some hearts or loves in the comments section, but can you imagine if you brought you into your business? I used to think of that, and now I've got some incredible leaders that are in my organization now, one of the biggest teams I've ever had, and I'm so grateful for it. But I have been in the shoes of wishing I brought me into the business, wishing I could find someone as dedicated as I was, you know? But, you know, so I want you to think about being around those people. Visualize being around a team that's as dedicated as you are. Individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and, you know, they're always reaching for new heights. These are people that are equally willing to invest their time and their energy into realizing a shared dream, a shared goal, a common goal, right? This kind of supportive network can ignite collective growth, transforming all of your aspirations into achievements that everyone evolves from, right? And that every person that's involved evolves from it, okay? You're not just building a business, you're crafting a thriving community where every member contributes to the greater good. Wouldn't that be like the perfect world if everyone you worked with was equally yoked with you? Lastly, let's take some bold action. Okay, let's take some bold action. This means making informed and deliberate choices, being strategic, right, about who you partner with in your journey. Because it can feel very uncomfortable sometimes to be ready, you know, like you might be ready to part ways and think that you just have to throw in the towel. And the reality is you just have to reassess your vision and you have to value your time, okay? But it also may be uncomfortable to know that you got to be ready to part ways with some of those people who don't align with your vision. It's essential to remember that it isn't about burning bridges. It's about consciously creating room for individuals who genuinely resonate with your mission. Okay, let that sink in for just a second. They resonate with you. Okay. How do you initiate this transformation, right? You have to start with open, honest conversations. Ooh, that's scary, but we're all adults here. We're running our own business. You have to start with honest conversations, not just to the people that you're speaking with, but to yourself. Like clearly articulate your needs and your expectations, not just to those individuals, but to yourself, you know? And if that partnership isn't working for you, you got to share those feelings. I mean, you really got to share those feelings outwardly. And I know some of you are like, oh, but that's going to cause drama and chaos and all these things. I welcome you to know, I'm going to welcome you to understand that in time, it's going to drive you nuts if you do not address these things now, because you are going to get to a point, and I've been here multiple times, different companies where I built and was valuable, adding value. I was an asset, right? And then the upline leadership would succeed and I would be left wondering, well, when is it my turn? Okay. And all these people, I have an analogy for this, but I'll leave it for just a second. But all these people would be like, we won. And listen, like some of you might feel like I'm kind of in a pity me moment. I'm not. That was a growth lesson for me. I've grown from it. I had to change my mindset. Okay. And I'll tell you that. So actually, I'll just tell you the story now, right? Like, so imagine this, okay? And this is how I want you to picture being unevenly yoked with someone, okay? So yoked means like let's picture two animals, okay? We've got a donkey or jackass, right? And you've got a stallion, okay? Now the stallion is the runner. That's the runner, the person in the industry that is a leader. They are here to serve others. They are here to build everyone up. They are here to, empower and lead and do all the things. They've got the muscle, they've got the grit, they've got the determination. They're excited to succeed. And then you've got the donkey or the jackass. And the jackass can come in any place. I mean, it can literally be your upline, sideline, your downline, your community, right? Your organization. But the reality is that donkey is never going to be as powerful as that stallion. And I think a lot of you are stallions. I don't think you're a jackass, right? Like, I think a lot of you are stallions, okay? And so what happens when you're a stallion and you yoke with someone that is unequally yoked with you, you are always going to pull more of that weight. You're always going to pull more of that weight. Okay. But what happens is, people are like, oh, I'm pulling all this weight, like you're the stallion, you're making sure that, you're the leader, you're showing up, you're adding value, you're doing Zooms, you're doing meetings, you're putting the product in front of people, you're teaching people your skill set, you're doing all the things. Listen, I've been here. I've been in the industry almost 2 decades, right? So you have all this that you're building and you get unequally yoked with someone, or you push someone that you just don't have chemistry with, or you unfortunately end up with an upline that is unequally yoked from you. And sometimes you don't know that before it starts. Okay. And a lot of times people don't realize that they're unequally yoked with someone until they really get into the grit of things. They really start to realize, oh, wait a minute. This person is not as driven as they made themselves seem. They just sold themselves very well. Or this person isn't helping with my goals. They aren't strategizing with me. They're earning income off of me, but they're not helping me. My goals are not their goals. It's starting to become clear, and sometimes you get people into your business, that you partner with as your organization business, and they end up being people that just really don't want to do anything either. They thought it was going to be easy. They saw how much success you had. They thought, oh, if I come on, I'm going to get exactly what that person's got because I'm signing up under them. And they don't realize it takes a little grit. So let's go back to our stallion and our donkey, our jackass, right? So most people will be like, oh, great. Now the stallion, me, I'm just going to pull this jackass along and eventually we're both going to win and everyone's going to see that we both win and they're going to take the credit for winning. And I was the person that pulled them along. Have you felt that way? Have you ever been under leadership where you were just like, wow, I'm just really running for their goals because they've got nothing for, like, my goals are not in their mind? Okay, we've all been there. We really have. And if you haven't, you are so blessed. You are so blessed because the industry itself is packed full of people that are self-driven, self-serving, and who I am and what I'm building and the leadership that I partner with, we are building a servant-driven leadership. We are building the kingdom, right? Like, we are about helping other people succeed. And if that means I spend time sharing my knowledge with you for free, then so be it. My goal is to make sure we all succeed because I see that as my purpose. I think that it would be really stupid and pathetic of me to not share with you what I've learned to give the industry a better name for itself, right? Like, there's so many people that have made this industry with a nasty taste in their mouth. They're just spam artists. And I take it upon myself. I see it as a duty to teach people the proper way to do things so that you can succeed in your business, right? So I challenge you to think of this way, right? So if you're in a position where maybe you are pulling along a jackass or, that donkey, and you're the stallion, right? And you've got so much on the table. You've given them everything, all these assets, and you've devoted your time, and you're bringing in volume, and you're recruiting, and you're doing all the things, and you've got someone that's kind of dragging along. Okay. Now there's 2 scenarios with that. You've got your team members who you enroll or they come in through your organization and maybe you're dragging some of those people along. It's time to reevaluate with them. It's time to let them know, like, hey, you got to step your game up a little bit or I'm going to cut the rope, right? Like, I don't have to be yoked with you. Yeah, I'll give you my information, but I'm going to protect my time from you. And you can do that, you guys. You can do that. There's a lot of people I've come in contact over the years that don't have the drive that I have, that I just had to be honest with them. If you don't want it like I want it, if you're not going to do the things that I am doing, then I'm going to let you run on your own. And when you need me, we'll touch base back again and we'll do our thing, right? But then you have where you maybe you have upline leaders, maybe you have your sponsor, like maybe it's someone that you can't really just like get away from them reaping the benefits of your work, right? Like that's probably in how many of you are feeling right now. Like I'm unequally yoked with my sponsor and my upline, so they just earn a whole bunch of income off of me, and then I'm stuck here building my business with no support, but they're still making all the money and getting the success. Here's where I want to challenge your mindset a little bit with that, okay? You don't need to leave where you're currently at. Like I told you that this group isn't all about me recruiting you to my team, right? Now, if you're tired of where you are, come on over. I'll love you. I'll nurture you. I'll serve you. We'll get it together. We'll succeed, right? But the reality is, my upline's calling me right now. I've got great support. But the reality is, oh, there it goes again. The reality is sometimes you love your company, you love your CEO, you love the pay plan, you've got a lot of customers, you've got a lot of people in your organization. You don't want to just leave, but you've got this upline or this sponsor that's reaping the benefits and go, oh, look at me. I got the crown on. I got the ribbon because I passed the finish line. All the while, you were the stallion running. That jackass was just being drugged to the finish line. So you both win, but you did all the work, right? So now that's where your mindset is yeah, we're both winning, but I did all the work. Why are you taking the credit? This is what I want you to understand. It's not just you and that jackass in the race, right? I just like saying jackass, I guess. It's not just you and that donkey in the race. Everyone in the audience is watching. Your team is watching. Their sideline, upline, downlines, they're watching. And when you pour value into your community, when you pour and you choose to serve people than being self-served, right? Like self-driven, okay? Like, yeah, it's one thing to be motivated. It's another to be driven to serve only yourself, right? Self-serving, excuse me. But all these people are watching. So at the end of the race, when you pull that donkey to the finish line and they win, I promise you it's not a real win. And people see it. People see it 100% of the time. People see it and they see right through it. And so I want to challenge your mindset to think this. And I've had to get here a couple times before. The Lord has put you in a position to help those people. And I always kind of laugh and I think, if they want to retire, let them retire. If maybe the Lord has put me in a position where these people can retire along and my efforts and my skill set and the gifts that he's given me is going to allow them to succeed in life, but it's not going to stop me. It's not going to stop me. So you find a partner, regardless where they are in your organization, right? You find a partner that you are equally yoked with and you run with that partner. You run. That could be someone that's literally 4 levels down, 6 levels over, 2 levels up. You don't know. It could be anyone. But you find that partner who you are equally yoked with and you run with that person. And you just look at the fact that you are blessing somebody else, even if they are not appropriately accepting that. Okay? Sorry, I want to catch up on my notes for a second here. So, I reflect on that. I reflect on my own experiences as I recall times that I literally invested my heart into building leaders within my organization. And there were instances when I realized that some of them just were not aligned with my vision. The energy I poured into these relationships literally felt so wasted. They left me feeling resentful, but it taught me a vital lesson. That is the importance of surrounding myself with those who are equally committed to the collective journey. Okay. So that's why I look at, and I think in previous times where I've been unequally yoked, especially with leadership, this one's hard because if it's in your organization, leaders, listen up. If it's in your organization, you're going to always kind of pull some people, and you as a leader stepping up, you just expect that you're going to carry a heavier load, and that's okay because you've chosen that. It's a volunteer army when you're in network marketing. So just swallow it up and help those people, but you do not have to pour yourself into people who will not equally put in the effort. Okay, so effort does not equal knowledge and experience and skill set. Sometimes some of those things can be learned, obtained, and taught, right? So when it comes to your organization, you can't have the mindset of I'm just pulling all of you along, because you have control of who you bring into your organization to an extent. So pay attention to who you partner with in your business, right? But when it comes to upline, sideline, sponsors, right? I want you just to remember that you're a gift to them and to not pay any mind and just to keep going. If they're not helping your business, they're not building your business, they're not interfering with your business. Do you understand? Just keep going. All right. So let's take a moment to commit to elevating our network marketing endeavors. Okay. Reflect on your current partnerships. Think about who inspires you and who adds value to your journey. And then think about who leaves you feeling drained and uninspired. Okay. And you can share your reflections. You don't have to tag anyone. That'd be kind of crazy. But you can share your reflections in the comments, okay? Because we're all here to lift each other up. This isn't self-driven. This is for us all to learn. Because I truly believe that, we can unlock so much potential within your network marketing careers just by surrounding ourselves with the right people. And through that, you're going to witness extraordinary transformations, not just in your business, but like your overall experience in the industry. Okay. So I know my analogy is kind of quirky and a little ADHD driven, but today has been an amazing day. And I just thought, wow, this is something that I dealt with it with someone. I was doing some coaching and realized that they were really struggling with resentment that person was dealing with in this situation, an upline that was like reaping all the benefits while they were building. And it was really frustrating for that person. I had to say, and this was just the Holy Spirit putting it on my heart, but I was like, listen, you're there to bless them for some reason, but it doesn't take away from the reality and the calling that God has given you. Like, it doesn't take away from the reality that you've been called for a bigger purpose just because someone else wants to sit and reap the benefits of it, So I just want to encourage you guys in that way. I would love to hear more of what you'd like to learn about in here. We're going to do a book club pretty soon. I just posted about that here in the group. If you're watching on TikTok or YouTube later, you're going to have to comment so I can get you into this group on Facebook, but it's a great group. We just started it. It's small yet, but it's open to all network marketers. My goal is just to share the experience. I open all of you, I invite you to share your experiences and successes. And from here, we can just commit ourselves to growth, so let's continue to thrive together. Remember, success is a shared journey. So let's choose those who we partner with thoughtfully and build a community infused with mutual support, inspiration, and unwavering ambition. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much. And I will see you next time.